Simplicity, I think clarity, so being able to give a grower a very clear expectation that to do these simple elements will get you into an agreement. So looking after farmland birds, looking after pollinators, simple options, doing a very effective job. So partnering your 2% wild bird food, 1% pollinator habitat, and then being able to link into the simple drop-down list and getting some supplementary feeding in. Works well if you like to see wildlife, good to see pollinators and farmland birds. Great if you've got shooting interest on the farm because it can be integrated in sensibly, and that's key. We've got to make sure growers understand what they can and can't do with their stewardship options. But yeah, it's a really good bundle and one we'd really encourage people to.
The wildlife offers provide a simplified approach into the scheme. So if you've got a very straightforward farming system and you want a scheme which is guaranteed and straightforward to apply for, then that's the way to go. But I would just caution people to think about the diversity of options that are available outside of it, and the rewards from going from a mid-tier scheme are potentially quite substantial, particularly if you're looking at any capital works and historic environment type features, which for a lot of farms do provide an important part of the wider environment on the holding. So yes, it's a good option to consider, but yeah, there are a whole range of ways of entering into countryside stewardship.
Ease of application, really. Very straightforward. There's not as much information to get your, to process. There's, you're looking at a limited set of options. We know that the options work well together to deliver outcomes for the environment. So if you follow the guidelines that are in the offers and follow the combinations and the thresholds for size and things, you can be confident that you're going to get a good agreement. It's guaranteed, so you don't have to, you're not taking on that risk of whether you'll be successful. Your investment of time in doing the application will pay off because you'll get an offer. And if you already know what you want to do and you want to keep things fairly simple, and you want to do a straightforward scheme, and you just like to almost take something off the shelf, then it's ready and waiting to go. The application process is much easier.
I think initially when these came out, we weren't really sure. We were sort of thinking, oh, I don't know if people would be interested in these. They can't do any capital works and one thing and the other. But actually, for certain people, they've really gone for it. They've just thought, right, I only need to think about, do I want to take up this, which of these simple list of options do I need to take? I haven't got to worry about capital works and all those things. So for some farmers, I think it's been a really good way to enter into the scheme. And also, as I was saying with the progression, perhaps if that goes well for 5 years, they might be encouraged to do something more complicated as they go forward. Obviously, it's online. There are some simplified requirements and evidence. Because it's online, it's sort of checked as you go. So you can be sure you're going to get in. It's a guaranteed entry.
Offers actually make it really simple for a person to go into a scheme. Some might say it restricts option choice, but in my experience with working with farmers through various different routes, such as the Farm Advice Framework, the majority of people I talk to have put schemes in which fit within the offer framework. And it helps focus the mind, it helps make your decision-making process quicker. So if you're in the right place, you're not in a catchment-sensitive farming target area, there aren't any special targets in your area, the offers make it really simple. They're not just about wildlife, they're about the whole farming environment. They will help you protect watercourses and they will contribute to your farm business.